Good afternoon. Welcome to another exciting edition of Reading with Mr. Eble. We're going to keep reading the Miscalculation of Lightning Girl. Good afternoon and welcome to Reading with Mr. Eble. Not a really big fan of the Facebook Live change, but we'll get through this. Today we're going to be reading chapters 3 and 4. And as stated, I have not read this book, but my daughter Annalise read it and she loved it. And then Miss Lundquist jumped in and said, I love that book too. So there's at least two people that think this is a fantastic book. And so far, the first two chapters are fantastic. So here we go. Chapters 3 and 4. Uncle Paul stays with us for 3 nights. I hate that he's about to leave, even though he forced me out of the apartment every day while he was here. We've gone for ice cream, gone to the movies, bought groceries, and gone bowling. He bowled, I watched. I gave Uncle Paul a hug in the parking lot. Nana and I don't know when we'll see him again, but I'm happy to get my room back and my bed. Nana kicks in her sleep. It's like she's on a treadmill. I'm gonna miss you, genius. He kisses my cheek. Be good for the old lady. Who you calling old? Nana gives him a hug, then a kiss, then another hug, and another kiss. Okay, Ma, you're turning into Lucy. Very funny, I say. Nana and I watch Uncle Paul get into his Jeep and drive off. He waves an arm through an open window. Nana wipes her eye with her thumb. I turn to go back inside, but she grabs my elbow. Get in the car, she says. What? Why? I notice that Nana has her purse. Just get in. I don't have my wipes or my hand sanitizer. She pats her bag. Get in. I sit, sit in the front seat, which is harder to do in the car than in the living room. When I close the door, Nana presses the door lock button. Where are we going? You'll see, she says. The car radio plays country music. Nana sings along, even though she doesn't seem to know any of the words. I stare out the window and count the telephone poles. We drive past Buy Low and Cracker Barrel, where Nana works, and the Route 68 Diner, my favorite place to eat because it has a great name and great curly fries. I've counted 117 telephone poles and 3 traffic lights when Nana turns on her blinker and I see the sign. East Hamlin Middle School. Why are we here? She parks in a lot that has only 7 cars. Let's go, Nana says. I can't move. Nana gets out, walks around to my side. She yanks open my door, reaches across me, and takes off my seatbelt. I will carry you, she threatens. I know she can't lift me with her bad back, and I'm already taller than she is. I also know that we aren't leaving until she gets what she wants. Tell me why we are here, I say without looking at her. She sighs. My darling genius granddaughter, don't play dumb with me. I'm not. You're going to middle school, she says. I should be going to college, I snap, or at least high school. I don't think so. You need to work on some of your soft skills before I send you off to MIT. You need to be around your peers. Now, come on. She kisses her palm and pats it to my forehead. Then she starts walking toward the 2-story building. I have no choice but to follow. She's going to sign me up, even if I stay in the car. The best decision Nana ever made was taking me out of public school. Now she wants to send me back. Obviously, her judgment is deteriorating. After I was diagnosed as a savant, school got really hard for me. Not the work. I basically bothered my second-grade teacher all day long, asking for more math problems. She gave me an old high school textbook and sat me in the back of the classroom. That worked for a while, until the day we celebrated her 60th birthday in class. You're 21,915 days old, I shouted after she blew out the candle on her cupcake. Wow, Mrs. Chu said. That's a lot of days. She was used to me throwing out numbers and calculating everything. She was no longer impressed. And if you die when you're 80, that's in 7,305 days, and it'll be a Sunday. That's enough of that talk, Mrs. Chu warned. Then she went to the supply closet to get paper towels because Carter Harrison got frosting in his hair. Hey Lucy, how many days until I die? Rachel McKay asked. I looked at the wall where all our birthdays were written on cake slice cutouts. If you die when you're 80, you have 26,405 days to go, I explained. What about me? Carter asked. I did a quick calculation. You'll die in 26,202 days. Then I had to tell everyone exactly how long I expected them to live. Really, I was just calculating the days until they turned 80. Some of them would probably die before 80. But Rachel started crying when she heard her best friend, Sofia Garcia, would outlive her by 172 days. Lucy's telling us when we're going. What's going on? Miss Chu demanded. Lucy's telling us when we're going to die, Rachel said. Her eyes were red and her nose was running. You asked. Mrs. Chu sent me to the main office, and that wasn't the first time. By the end of the year, Nana had had enough. She spends more time with the principal than in the classroom, she yelled. If Nana had bothered to do the math, she'd have found that technically that wasn't true. Still, she pulled me out of school and didn't make me go back. I got to stay in our apartment all day, learning some stuff from Nana and then mostly from my computer. 1,508 days of studying from the comfort of my bedroom. Looks like those days are over. When we get to the main office of East Hamlin Middle, it's obvious that Nana hasn't really thought this through. She hasn't made an appointment, and she hasn't brought along any of my records. Not like that's going to stop Nana when she's on a mission. The secretary gives us a little tour while we wait for the principal. I count the lockers, the stairs, the doors, everything. This hallway is mainly 8th grade, but it also has the music rooms. We have band, orchestra, and chorus. Would you like to see the music room? The secretary asks, sounding bored. No, thank you. I want this to be over. Cafeteria doors are propped open. We follow the lady inside. It's the biggest room I've ever seen. We could have fit 6 of my elementary school cafeterias in here. Sunlight shines through the wall of windows, and the dust in the air twinkles. The air conditioning pushes these particles around, creating a beautiful fractal pattern. I wish I could take a picture of it, but it can only be seen clearly in my brain. It's a nice school, Nana says. I guess. I tap my toe 3 times. When the tour is done, Nana and I meet with the principal in his office. On his messy desk is a crystal plaque that says, District Principal of the Year. He shakes Nana's hand and tells us to have a seat. I sit, stand, sit in a wooden chair. Dr. Cobb stares but doesn't say anything. I wish I could explain it to him. If I don't do this routine, my brain will go into frantic repeat mode. The digits of pi will take over like an infection. I won't be able to concentrate on anything but the numbers. Nana pulls out an old receipt from her purse and helps herself to a pen from the principal's desk. When's the first day of school? She asks. First day for students is August 27th. What time do classes start? Homeroom begins at 7:30, but school ends at what time? Nana doesn't let the man talk. 10 after 2. And what grade will Lucy be in? You need to slow down here. Dr. Cobb holds up his hands. Please, Mrs. Callahan, may I ask a few questions? I'm not going to stop you. She leans back in her chair. Great. He smiles wide. Lucy has been homeschooled for how long? 1,508 days, I think. Since 3rd grade, Nana says. And you've been her primary educator? He asks. For the most part. We use a lot of computer resources. Nana smooths my hair. I push her hand away. Do you have her records? He asks. The state requires attendance, grades, and end of year. All A's, Nana interrupts again. Lucy's very, very smart. She doesn't say genius, or savant, or prodigy. She doesn't mention the lightning strike. Do you have any records? He folds his hands and puts them on his desk. It's like he already knows the answer. I'll email them to you, she says. Nana hasn't kept any records, but I have. All my grades are neatly organized in a spreadsheet, and I have copies of every test, project, and paper stored in folders. We will also need immunization records. She writes that down. Anything else? Joyce is getting the rest of the paperwork. You'll find everything in there. Good. Nana clicks the pen closed and gives it back to Dr. Cobb. He looks at me again. You're 12? I nod. Well, Lucy, welcome to East Hamlin Middle and to 7th grade. He offers me his hand. I don't shake it. Lucy doesn't shake hands, Nana explains. She's afraid of germs. That's true, and Nana is forcing me to be part of this germ-infested community where the people are called my peers only because we are the same age. My real peers are creating algorithms and solving problems. They'll be changing the world while I'll be wasting time memorizing textbooks and ducking dodgeballs. Chapter 4. Nana insists on taking a picture on my first day of school. Why are you doing this to me? I ask, refusing to smile. It's only a picture. She holds up her cell phone. That's not what I mean. I've been hoping that Nana would change her mind about middle school. I refused to give her my records of classes and grades, but she figured out my password. Lucy 31415. I need to think of something harder. And she printed my files. She only took the records through 6th grade, nothing higher. Lucy, we've been over this. Give it a year. You can always start college when you're 13. That's still 5 years earlier than most people. There's a 12-year-old boy starting at Cornell this month. Well, he obviously has a nicer grandmother than you. College can wait. It can wait 1 year? That's it, right? Can I get that in writing? I slid my lightning bolt necklace under my shirt. I promise. She says it too easily. Give it 1 year and really make a go of it. Make one friend. Do one thing outside of these walls. Read one book not written by an economist or a mathematician. 1 year, one friend, one activity, one book. This year is brought to you by the number one. Try to sound like the Count from Sesame Street. Yes, now smile. You're such a beautiful girl when you smile. I roll my eyes and stick out my tongue. Nana can't control everything. She sighs. I'm going to say an extra prayer for you. Thanks. I'm going to need it. East Hamlin Middle School has SMOD, Standard Mode of Dress. It's not a uniform, just super strict rules for clothes. Our shirts can only be red, white, or blue. Shorts and pants need to be khaki or dark blue. No jeans. Nana had to go to Walmart to buy me a whole new set of itchy, stiff clothes. Why didn't you tell the principal that I'm a genius? I asked as I put my new lunch bag into my new backpack. I told him you were really smart, and they'll figure it out soon enough. In the beginning, I thought you might want to be treated like any other kid. She gives me a hug. Don't worry, I'm sure there are still some things they can teach you. Nana offers to wait with me at the bus stop. I want to go alone. I know she's watching from the window. She's making sure I don't hide inside the dumpster or something, like that would happen. There are 7 kids at the bus stop in front of our apartment, a prime number, a good sign if you believe in that kind of thing. I recognize them, but don't know any of them. All of them play on their phones or wear headphones and stare off into space. I have a phone too, a back to school gift from Nana, but it's just a phone. It can only text and call. I hear the bus a long time before I see it. When it screeches to a stop, we walk up the 3 steps in a quiet, orderly fashion. The bus driver, a lady about Nana's age, stares straight ahead and doesn't say anything. I take the first open seat I find. I sit, I stand, I sit, I stand. Sit down, the bus driver yells. I sit, relieved that I don't need to do my routine 5 times. That might have landed me in detention or gotten me suspended or something. I don't know a lot about the school district's system of punishment. I slide over to the window. The bus makes another stop and 4 kids get on. I watch each of them pass by. The last girl meets my eyes and snarls. She's a pretty girl with long blonde hair and blue eyes covered in black eyeshadow. But when she snarls, she looks like a rabid raccoon. We had one of those once behind our apartment. I decide to keep my gaze down. Tomorrow, I'll bring a book or something, maybe a Sudoku puzzle. They don't take me much time. As fast as I can move the pen, I can fill them in. I even did the one created by a mathematician from Finland. He called it the hardest Sudoku ever made, with only 23 of the 81 squares filled in at the start. Still finished it in less than 5 minutes. Everything changes at the 4th stop when a girl falls into the seat next to me. She falls partly on me, too. I push her off as politely as I can. Sorry about that, she says. It's okay. She adjusts her glasses up on her face and swings her backpack onto her lap. It's army green, like the number 20, and covered with patches. Save the polar bears. Equal pay for equal work. Respect Mother Earth. Can't believe I used to love the first day of school, she says. Like when I was in elementary school, but my sister was right. Middle school is. She stops and looks around. Then she whispers a word Uncle Paul would use to describe a bad night in Afghanistan. I nod, already agreeing with this girl's sister, and the school day hasn't officially started. Are you a 6th grader? She asks. No, 7th. You must be new to EHMS, or you're super quiet, because I don't remember you from last year. She studies me closely. I enrolled over the summer, supposed to go to another school. College, I thought. What school? John Glenn Middle? They had a kid bring a knife to school like 2 years ago. Now my mom thinks it's a gang school. Not John Glenn, I shake my head. I'm in 7th grade too, but a lot of people think I'm in high school. The lifeguard at the pool this summer thought I was in 10th grade. She does look older, but 10th grade is a stretch. She has braces and brown hair that flips out at the ends in a spiky way. Her, her hair doesn't normally do that, and at least I don't think so. It's definitely cooler than my braid. She has a cluster of pimples across her white forehead that are covered in makeup. She smells like vanilla perfume and wears shiny pink lip gloss. What's your name? She asks. What's your name? I ask back. Okay, that's weird. She dramatically lifts her eyebrows. Sorry, I'm Lucy. I'm Wendy. Not Wendy, but Windy, with an I. Then she blows in my face. I try not to breathe. I last 10 seconds. Are you okay? She asks. I suck in another breath. That wasn't very sanitary. Geez, relax. Do you think I'm diseased or something? I can't tell whether she's trying to be mean or she's just weird. She didn't snarl like the other girl. No, but. But what? She glares at me and moves even closer. We all carry germs and bacteria. They're everywhere. We each have a cloud of microbes that swim around us. They're called microbiomes, she yells. I did my science fair experiment last year on microbiomes. I didn't expect this girl with spiky hair and no concern for personal space to know about microbiomes. As a peace offering, I pull out my bottle of hand sanitizer and offer her a squirt. She holds out her palm and takes a glob. I use some too. Feel better? She asks. I nod. Did you know malaria kills one child every 36 seconds somewhere in the world? She raises her eyebrows again. Malaria is something to be afraid of, not microbiomes. That would be 1,051,200 dead children a year, I thought. Last year I helped raise enough money to send 120 mosquito nets to a village in Ghana, she brags. Wow. I don't tell her that she only helped 0.01% of the possible malaria victims. Math can be cruel sometimes. Who do you have for homeroom? She asked, suddenly changing topics. Room 213. I remember the room number before the teacher's name. Mr. Stoker. Me too, we're on the same team. That's cool. The bus parks in front of the school before Wendy can ask anything else. When the doors open, she pushes into the aisle and disappears. I can't make my way out, at least not without touching anyone. We get off the bus last. Wendy's gone, and I'm alone with hundreds of strangers. Someone knocks into me, and I bump into a kid whose microbiome is 90% body spray. Watch it! He throws his elbow to make space. I take a breath and realize that hiding in the dumpster would have been a better way to spend the day. So that is the end of chapter 2. So we'll keep on reading the Miscalculations of Lightning Girl tomorrow at noon. So again, we're going to post these up on our YouTube channel as well. But y'all have a great day. Students, keep working hard, keep taking care of each other, and most importantly, be safe. And remember, Rangers the way.